Disneyland shuts down 2 cooling towers after Legionnaires outbreak. If you're thinking about a trip to Disneyland, now is the perfect time. Disneyland has shut down 2 of its 18 cooling towers after an outbreak of Legionnaires' disease. 12 cases of the bacteria-caused illness were discovered about 3 weeks ago among people who went to Anaheim or Disneyland. Legionnaires' disease is a severe lung infection caused by Legionella bacteria through exposure to contaminated water or mist. The source of the mist can be air conditioning units, showers, or hot tubs. It is not contagious between humans. It is treated with antibiotics. Disney is now waiting on health officials to see when the 2 towers can be put back online. Disease is everywhere.
Legionnaires' disease bacteria found at New York Police Station. Cops in East Harlem are going to have to forego showers at the station for a while after traces of a deadly bacteria was discovered at the police station. Legionella pneumophila is the bacteria that causes Legionnaires' disease. The disease usually occurs in large buildings, as the water systems allow the bacteria to spread more easily. Inhaling just a small amount of water containing the bacteria can cause the disease to develop in the human body. Symptoms include headache, fever, chest pain, nausea, and diarrhea. People who are over 50 years old, smokers, and those with chronic lung disease are more susceptible to the disease. The New York City Health Department says between 200 to 400 cases of Legionnaires' disease are reported in the city each year. 2 hotel guests who stayed at the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas separately in March and April also contracted Legionnaires' disease. The bacteria was found in one of the hotel tower's hot water systems.
Spread of Legionnaires' disease in New York tied to contaminated cooling towers. New York City officials declared that they will be more vigilant about locating cooling towers throughout the city and making sure they are properly cleaned. This comes after an outbreak of Legionnaires' disease that has been traced to contaminated cooling towers. An outbreak of Legionnaires' disease that has made more than 80 people sick in New York since early July has been traced to at least 5 cooling towers in the South Bronx. The towers have tested positive for Legionella bacteria, which can sicken people who inhale water droplets released from contaminated towers. The incubation period for Legionnaires' disease is 10 days. Symptoms include fever, cough, chills, and muscle aches. All of those who died from the disease so far were all older adults with underlying medical conditions. All 5 towers that were found to be contaminated with the bacteria have been cleaned, and officials say they expect the rate of infection for the disease to taper off soon.
Hepatitis A epidemic hit San Diego. At least 16 people have died and more than 400 have been hospitalized following an outbreak of the deadly hepatitis A virus in America's finest city. The hepatitis A virus in San Diego is spread through contact with a fecally contaminated environment or person to person. It attacks the liver and can be fatal. Roughly 2/3 of those infected are homeless and/or drug users. To combat the spread of the disease, city crews have begun power washing the streets with a bleach solution known to kill the virus. Officials have already set up hand washing stations in areas where the homeless congregate and deployed an additional 40 around the county. Free vaccinations are also available and recommended to anyone frequenting downtown. Hepatitis A vaccines work by prompting the body to produce antibodies against the disease. San Diego's precautionary efforts are modeled after those implemented in Los Angeles, where it proved effective. In addition to street spraying, installing hand-washing stations, and administering vaccines, city officials are also looking into providing more bathroom access downtown.
Madagascar hit by the plague. Madagascar is currently experiencing a deadly outbreak of the plague. Yeah, the plague. More than 30 people have died in Madagascar from the plague, with over 230 confirmed cases. The African island nation usually sees 400 cases of plague a year. This year, a majority of the cases are pneumonic plague, which targets the lungs and is transmitted through coughing. It's the deadliest form of plague and can cause death within 24 hours. The WHO has delivered more than 1 million doses of antibiotics to help combat the spread of the disease. 2 regions on the island nation have been hit particularly hard: eastern Madagascar and the center of the island in Antananarivo. Public gatherings have been banned in response to the outbreak. Officials have also put in place screening protocols at the country's main airport.